Hi guys, thanks for joining me and welcome to the recap from Clash Babes vs Ottawa. They are in the house chatting with me. We had Blondie, Hilda, who sounds like an assassin, and Jet Black, and also the famous ODB stroke QDB. She's pretty awesome. Some good news is that I've just upgraded my bowler. He's about as much use as a fart in a methane factory. I'm happy to say I probably won't be using him ever, unless Supercell does something magical with him, like makes him throw hogs, so he could be called the Bogger. Anyway, I noticed everybody's been going on 2-week holidays all of a sudden. That's pretty convenient timing, bearing in mind Supercell started rolling out some bans yesterday. A lot of bans. I've seen tons of people getting banned. Yeah, it's like a graveyard out there. My bookmark now has empty clans in it. I guess they were being serious. There's a lesson to be learned here, guys. Fair play is the way forward. Anyway guys, this is just some fun. It's really interesting to hear the Clash Babes' point of view on some of the attacks. I've really enjoyed talking to them. I feel that, you know, wearing a dress is okay. I'm kidding. Or am I? Anyway, I hope you enjoy the conversation and how they chat through the raids and some of the thinking behind some of the attacks. Sit back, relax, watch, enjoy. If you like, subscribe. If you don't, subscribe to Galadon, like everybody else. I'm gonna leave it to you. On with the show, guys. Okay, so thanks very much for joining me today to do a review of the Clash Babes attack. We've got some amazing ladies in here, and in fact, one of the ladies asked me while I was in Clash Babes, did I synchronize my menstrual cycle? I might have. So today I've got Blondie, I've got Hilda, got Jet Black, Heart, and we've got QDB. ODB. And we're going to look at some of the raids and chat through them, which is going to be a little bit different. I know there's lots of stuff on YouTube. We're going to look through these raids together and just discuss them and see what's happened. So we're going to start off, first of all, with the amazing hit by Ritual. So we're going to open it up. It was a hit against Cool Guy, who's not so cool. And we will watch it together. So what are your thoughts on this one? Take it away, guys. Girls, guys, girls.
We actually planned this attack for a high 2-star attack. So when she attacked live, I was so surprised to see it actually 3-starred.
Yeah, especially considering it's a Town Hall 10 hitting a Town Hall 11.
Yeah, it's a pretty big deal. So she started off from the top right-hand side, and she's thrown the Archer Queen in there. Archer Queen healer walk, which is really nice. I mean, whose idea was that? Had somebody seen something like this before, or did you think, right, that's going to work because of the position of everything?
We actually saw a video recap on YouTube about a similar base with a similar walk by a Town Hall 11. So we thought maybe the walk thing will work and then go for the high percent 2-star with the attack from bottom.
Yeah, we see a lot of Town Hall 11 Queen walks.
Yeah. It's going really good, and actually the wall breakers were really good, and the poison spell was bang on, and this was a fresh hit as well, wasn't it?
Yes, it was a fresh hit.
So no idea what was in the clan castle. A lot of people seem to be using dragons these days, which are
I think people are moving more out of the dragons into more... of course, this one has a dragon, now that I've said that. But with the poison and everything, they're moving more towards troops that come out at different times and at different speeds.
Yeah, that can make a difference, right?
I like this wizard over here. So her funneling with this is perfect.
Which one are you talking about? The one down the right-hand side?
The one on the left that she's got over here, it's taking out the elixir.
Oh, I got you.
Pump right now, and it's to keep the queen from, continuing to go all the way to the west.
It's worked really well actually, and even so, the Valks, they did such a good job in the middle. I hadn't watched the end bit of this raid, so it's interesting that the Archer Queen and everything's right over this left hand side. There's some Valks running around there. I mean, look at the design of the Valks. What are they wearing? What is it, like some kind of fur coat or something? Maybe Blondie. She's a bit of a stylist, aren't you? Is that something you'd wear, Blondie?
Oh, for sure. The Valks have mad style.
That retro cave woman look.
I
Right.
like that.
The chat was going crazy at the end when we were all watching her live attacking this, because right before she went in, she was like, okay, I'm going for 2 stars. So we're all like, everyone was like, woo, when the second star came up, we were all excited that she just got it. And then it just kept going. And we were like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, she's going to get to the 3. And then it came down to just like the last 2 seconds. And when that last building went down, it just went crazy in the chat. And everybody was like, holy shit. It was so fun.
She tore through that core super fast, and then it was just a matter of a few buildings left to clean up.
It's amazing how quickly actually the Valks tear through stuff, and a lot of the problem pre this update was time. So for an Archer Queen walk, you needed, it used to be 3.5 minutes, obviously, and you kind of needed that. Whereas with the Valks, the way they work now, you can pretty much use almost a minute and a half on the actual walking around with the Archer Queen healer thing. So it kind of, I don't know. I mean, it's certainly changed the game. What do you guys think?
Yeah, they took that 30 seconds away, and we've had to quit doing so many queen walks, especially at Town Hall 9, because it's just not as fast. But now that we can add the Valks in and they're a little more powerful, it really speeds up the time.
Yeah, I quite like them. I also like them because they got red hair. And I like their fur coat, which Blondie has.
When you're living in that kind of time and place, it's important. You got to know how to slay a buffalo, skin it, and then wear it.
Exactly, and eat the stuff or sell it. The stuff is in the meat. Right, okay, so we're going to move on to the next attack.
43, if it
Okay.
was my mini seat.
That base has got a really weird layout, and she came up with a really interesting plan to, cover all of it. She broke it down and, kind of broke it into sections.
Yeah, it's a strange layout for sure, isn't it? I'm just going to play this now, so if you guys want to sync up and we'll play it together.
Miss Steele is Hilda, by the way. Just
okay.
know that. Yeah.
Check you out, Hilda, then. Go for it. Tell us what you did and why you did it.
I was looking at the base and I wasn't really sure what to do at first. It wasn't a fresh sheet. Lady Cracks the Whip had done a 2-star, so I knew it was a Tesla farm at 3 o'clock on it. And the more I looked at it, and the last air defense is right by the Queen, so I was starting to think, if I remove the Tesla farm with a kill squad and take out one of the air defenses there, I can use the hounds to tank for the loons up to the last air defense. And it actually worked really good. Actually, it almost worked too good. I shouldn't have raged the loons into the last air defense because too many hounds were alive.
Yeah, it's sometimes it's good to, because I use Penta quite a lot, and I quite like to leave my my hounds unprotected for quite a while. I hate it whenever you get to the end of a raid and you've got maybe 2 hounds left and they haven't popped. I like to get those little pups fighting.
Oh, yeah. You got to have the pups for cleanup.
Yeah, and they can make the difference between a 2-star and a 3-star.
Yeah, I've seen some come down to the last few seconds, and since there were no pups for cleanup, it failed.
Oh, there! I've just seen your rage spell. Yeah, I see what you mean. So that air defense was gone.
Yeah, I had 2 lava hounds still going in the end.
It's crazy, and you've still got a haste spell left.
Yeah, I had to swag a little.
And an Archer Queen working her way across the bottom. So what was this like on real time then? I didn't clock the actual start time of this raid. Is this quite close to your 3 minutes then?
2:30, about 2:30 minutes it took. So it was
Yeah,
actually
2 minutes and 35 seconds.
That was a really good hit, and yeah, just really good planning.
did the plan before I even had my morning coffee, so I didn't know if it was going to work.
Yeah, she kept talking about this crazy plan. I don't know if my crazy plan's going to work. And I said, well, I trust you. Go for it.
And it worked great.
Yeah, sometimes you have to really break the base down by sections. You can't really look at the overall everything. You can't look at the big picture. You have to take it and, some people say make it like a slice of pizza.
Yeah. So if I've just jumped back into this again, this base, and say I'm at Town Hall 9. So what was, you said you thought there was a Tesla farm. How did you figure everything out with this? What was your...
It wasn't a fresh hit. Lady Cracks the Whip had hit it before, so I knew where the Tesla farm was. I even knew the double bomb location. So it was actually just to break it down piece by piece. What if I remove that piece? What is left, and what troops do I need to do? And because that the heroes are so far away from the rest of the base, I wanted to have something to tank up to the heroes. So it was a mixed plan. Rather a cold-blooded Laloon, one golly and a kill squad. But due to the Tesla farm was so close to one air defense, I could break it down and take out the whole right section of the base.
It was a good hit.
Yeah, people don't realize that you don't always have to take out the Archer Queen first. There are raids that you can wait until the last to take her out.
Yeah, it depends where she is, I suppose, and if she's, like, for example, at Town Hall 11, if she's plonked right in the middle of the base, whereas with some of the Town Hall 9s that we look at, there's a lot of really spread out bases where they stick the Town Hall either outside or shove the Archer Queen up in a corner, protecting an air defense and some other stuff. But I guess when you move into the Town Hall 11, I mean, somebody asked me about a Penta on a base the other day, and the Archer Queen was shoved in the middle beside everything, and there was no way a Penta was going to work, just simply because the pups were never going to get her. A, they weren't going to burst in time, or B, she's just too hard to access and too hard to kill. You kind of need to have your queen shoved out on the left or right if you're going to Penta her, or top or bottom. So yeah, it's really interesting. I like it. I like your thinking, Hilda. I think it was really good planning. So what's next then? What are we going to go for?
Number 26.
Against Ben. Oh yeah, okay. So I'm just going to load this up now, and we'll play that. We'll jump straight into it. So it's another Town Hall 9. Oh, Zap Earthquake. Cool.
Yeah, she's got the Zapquake with the dragons and Dragloon. Just edit all of that out. The dragons with the Lalo.
Yeah. Yeah, I've seen this quite a lot, and actually a lot of the Town Hall 11s use this as against anti-3-star bases for a very easy 2-star. A very similar strategy. I've never really seen it at Town Hall 9.
It was being used a lot at Town Hall 9 before they took the time away, but if you get everything down, fast enough, it's still very effective.
See, it's interesting watching it, and I'm surprised that you've used Archer Queen and Barbarian King, but they've died really quick, especially the Archer Queen. And if I was doing a raid like this, I mean, I'm not used to at Town Hall 9 that sort of raid, but I'd be panicking if my Archer Queen died that quick.
In this one, she's done her job, and she's finished already.
So she's gone for sleep. That's it.
Yeah. Sacrificed her for the greater good.
She's just kind of spinning around at the bottom.
Yeah. You've got the dragons to take out the Archer Queen there over to the west, and you've just got that one AD left, so you send in your Hound to tank for the loons, and the dragons coming over, and then it's just game over.
Yeah, it's really interesting. And also the clan castle didn't really give the troops much problem because they're dragons, so the dragons just turn around and burn them.
That's the cool thing about dragons, is you can take out the Archer Queen, the clan castle, and half the base. Yeah, this replay was 2 minutes and 49 seconds, so it took her almost the entire 3 minutes to do. And if she'd have dropped, if she'd have waited a little bit longer to drop her dragons, it probably wouldn't have been the 3.
Yeah. But she has got a lot of
Time-
troops left at the end, though.
Oh yeah, she's got almost half her army left.
So do you think this was probably a slightly underpowered base then, or do you think it's just actually the strategy is just very, very effective?
It's a little bit of both. I have seen this attack go, high, low, and equal town hall.
Very nice that. Okay, it's certainly different. As I said, I've seen that a couple of times at Town Hall 11, which it was interesting to see it at Town Hall 9. And also at Town Hall 11, you don't use as many balloons. You literally only use a hound and a balloon in the clan castle to distract 1 air defense while the dragons move in and 3 rage. So,
Yeah. One cool thing about that attack is everyone can tweak it to their own personal preferences, and you can also change it according to the base. If you need more loons, less loons. Sometimes you need 2 hounds. Jamel actually did a really cool version of a slightly different dragon attack. If we want to look at that.
Yeah, sure. What number are we going for?
Number 20.
Yes, number 20.
Okay, I'm just about to play that now. Jamel TM, I like it. Against Doubt the Duvet, eh? There's a couple of golems in there, some dragons, some wizards. Yeah, that's an interesting one for sure.
See a lot of anti-3s with the town hall sitting outside, but in this one you're taking the golems and using them to take out the ADs first, and then you come in with the dragons. It's a little more effective than just using the heroes alone to take out an AD. Like in the last raid where, like you said, the king and queen were dead so fast. This one gets you a little farther into the base.
And also that air sweeper is pointed north.
Yeah, see, in this one she's taken out the air sweeper, 3 ADs, the clan castle, and the opposing archer queen.
That's a pretty big deal, actually. And I remember whenever Supercell dropped the update, they talked about they wanted, the gameplay to be this kill squad and then an army. And I think that was part of the reason why they, nuked a lot of stuff and messed around with the must do a full attack. They wanted to see more skilled attacks. And this is a really interesting attack, actually.
Yeah, with the extra time, I saw so many attacks that shouldn't have worked. It like Go Wipe. There's no way Go Wipe should be able to 3-star a base. But with the extra time, it was just smashing.
Yeah. But then I think there's an argument for Town Hall 11 to have extra time.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Purely on structures, the volume of structures that need to be destroyed compared to Town Hall 9 and 10. You get, there's extra buildings. And the Eagle, it's so many hit points.
There definitely should be more time for above Town Hall 9.
Yeah, and if you watch that attack, that was a really different one by Jamel. I've never, as I said, I've never been in the war in many wars where there's a lot of different Town Hall 9 hits. Normally, I normally see Archer Queen Healer walks and then Laloons or Valks. Archer Healer walks and then Valks, but there hasn't been too many Valk hits in this one, has there?
There were quite a few, but overall we had a really good variety of different compositions. I think that's one cool thing about us as the Clash Babes. With everyone having different home clans, different clans all have different strategies that they, the whole clan uses more of. And when we all come together as one, there's just a huge variety to choose from.
It's nice, isn't it? And you all learn different ways. I love this guy's name, Too Much Tuna.
Yes, he's a pretty cool guy.
I like his name. Okay, so where do you recommend next? What's going to be our next video?
We talked about Erica's attack on... now let's see, where is she? on number 23.
Okay.
No, Groot, I didn't have any good ones this time. Bad Panda.
You must have had some good planning, though.
Yes, I did.
But that's all that matters, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Well, sometimes you can plan for hours and you can execute perfectly and it still doesn't work. It's just one of those
I know.
things.
It's one of those games that's so unpredictable.
That's
Okay,
what
so I'm
keeps us
just gonna.
playing it.
Yeah, no, yeah, in a bad way sometimes when you get game rage. Oh, I get terrible game rage with this sometimes.
I do
Not as
too.
not as bad as Clash Royale. I absolutely hate losing on Clash Royale, and it's incredibly infuriating. I mean, it's on a whole new level of angry for compared to Clash of Clans. It actually makes me swear sometimes. So
Well, then
okay, I'm just in 23 here, and this is an attack by Erica. I'm just going to start it up. So she is using Valks and Hogs.
Yeah, here's some Valks. But, she's not using 30 of them. She's only got 4.
Yeah. Let's see how she uses them. It's not often you see these builder huts shoved in the corners of bases anymore.
No, I think everyone's gone back to doing that with the shorter time. Or maybe it's a holdover from the longer time to try to, make it to draw the attack out. I don't know. I haven't seen that since like Town Hall 8.
Yeah.
It's coming back big, and also the corner Teslas that can make you miss a 3-star because the time it takes to travel there, and often they have traps in the corners too.
Where do you see that, Hilda? Is that normally at Town Hall 9 you see the corner traps, or have you seen it in other Town Hall levels?
Town Hall 9 mostly.
It's really effective at Town Hall 8. Once this attack got going, it really just wrecked the base.
Yeah, this. Okay, so she used a poison over there to get rid of these skeletons.
Yeah, that's one thing about Govejo is that, you've got, if you take a poison to take out the clan castle, if you end up having to use 2 poisons to take out the troops in the clan castle, you're going to end up having to fight the skellies, and sometimes that can ruin your whole raid if you don't have that other poison to kill them.
Yeah, and I've just noticed that she had a Tesla hidden up in the top. Or sorry, Legions. I've just called Legions
Yeah,
a
there's
girl.
there's one of those troll Teslas.
Yeah, top corner.
Fortunately, she had plenty of hogs left. Sometimes you get down to the end of the raid and your troops are almost gone and they're at low health, and that Tesla can really just end it right then.
Yeah, and this one must have been pretty close to 3 minutes. Gosh, those storages take ages to destroy, don't they? There's nothing worse actually when you've got say 10 seconds left and you've managed to keep Gollum and its punch in a dark elixir storage.
She did
Slowly.
this one in 2 minutes and 26 seconds, so she still had plenty of time left over.
Yeah, so
That's one thing about the hogs and the Valks is they move so fast that you don't have to worry about the time.
she had 27 hogs.
I normally take a few more Valks when I do this.
So what would
I
you
like
go
to
for
take
then?
like about 6.
One, just drop some hogs?
Yeah, take 5 or 6 Valks and about 20 hogs, and it does it's the same thing. It all ends up with the same result.
Yeah, I like it. I'm just having a look at that base again, and actually you've got the two. So you've got, if you look at the right hand side of that base, right, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 critical defenses at Town Hall 9 in quite a small space. So you've got your 2 wizard towers at the top, your 2 archer towers, then you've got the air sweeper to the right hand side, then you've got the air defense, then an archer tower beneath that. And it would have been, yeah, her strategy was amazing and she absolutely nailed it. But you could easily have taken a Golav or something for that easily. You could wipe out quite a lot of that base, but then I suppose your archer queen would be left.
Different people see different things when they look at a base, and different strategies come to mind. I guess it just depends on, what you're better at or just how your mind works.
Yeah. One of the things that I tend to look at is wizard towers for air attacks, and I like to try and get rid of them as soon as possible. I find that they're the worst to try and defeat on an air attack. They're a nightmare. And if a base is set up where I can get, say, Archer Queen and a wizard tower, I'll just go for it. I'll send my kill squad in. Maybe it's a golem and like a golab or something. But it's just so easy once you get rid of a wizard tower, Archer Queen, and maybe an air defense. I'm not even worried about
especially now that
infernos.
they've buffed the wizard towers.
Yeah. Okay, so let's jump on to something else. That was a good one. I like that. What about, is there any more sort of Town Hall 10, Town Hall 11, which were pretty epic?
When Blanc's attack on the number 4 is a really good attack.
Yes, that was a very good attack.
I want her to talk us through this.
I'll try.
Okay, so I'm just going to start it up now. The floor is yours.
Well, I'm seeing this a lot now in war and multiplayer and stuff, and it's really hard to actually get Valks or any troops to go into the core because of the ring. I've been doing this corner attack on it that's been done pretty well. And it's not a lot, a strategy to it. It's just getting him to rage and pathing correctly. I tend to drop like CC Valks here to help clear.
Yeah, quite a lot has rushed off to the left-hand side as well. So there's a handful of Valks in the middle, but they're doing so much damage.
Right, they really, really will tear up the core really fast if you just get a couple of them in there. Unfortunately, I didn't get enough in there. It didn't take that eagle down, and that pretty much right there prevented me from getting the 3-star. So I probably should have taken like maybe a couple of back end hogs to help clear some more stuff.
But even with the hogs, that could have been quite difficult if you have, you got Expo, 2 Expos and an Inferno protecting that middle bit. It depends where they're focused, I guess, but the Infernos, although they're level 6 hogs, they still do quite a bit of damage, don't they?
Yeah, they do. But I got close. It was a little heartbreaking, but yeah, it was pretty good.
It was a really good raid. It was mega close, and it's hard to... I'm just going to have a quick watch at the start of the raid again, just to see how you dropped your Valks, because I'm curious as to why they all ran off to the left-hand side, what it was that actually drew them. So, your Earthquake spells, absolutely brilliant. Jump spell, great. Gets rid of that Archer Tower and gets everything focused towards the middle. Let's just see. Yeah, it just seemed to be that second batch. So some of the Valks from your clan castle, they ran straight towards the middle and straight through the rage, which is great because they took a town hall and stuff. But you're looking at possibly 10 or 11 Valks running up that left-hand channel.
So maybe dropping them faster.
It's hard to know because they'll automatically... What I sometimes do is I do a test drop with a Valk. So my way is not perfect and I'm no expert at this, but sometimes if I'm... And it's easier said than done. It's easier in multiplayer rather than war, especially when you've got a ton of people watching you. But if you were to just do a test drop of a Valk and see what it targets, the rest of them will target exactly the same thing if that structure is still up. So you could... Yeah, right. So you can literally just do a quick couple of touches of the screen, wait for that, and if you think actually I don't want them going for that, just wait a second more and maybe move up the screen slightly and then see. I'm just not sure if there was anything you could have done that would have made... I think even 2 more Valks in the middle would have got you that 3-star,
Yeah, I 3-starred on multiplayer quite a bit, and there's variations to the base that will change that, but it's really kind of just a tricky base to...
I think once you drop a Valk and see where they're targeting, to get the rest of them down as fast as possible works better, because that way they all go the same place. When you drop some, they may go to the core, and you drop a few more, they're going to split and they're going to go towards, the nearest buildings that are, 2 buildings.
And they run fast.
Yes.
They're off, pew, just shoot off into the distance. You're like, oh no.
If you get too many of them, I can't even see them around the towers because
Right.
they're so short and fast.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm
And,
dropping spells
sometimes
hoping I hit them.
sometimes that can work out to your advantage. I mean, you've got enough that go into the core to take it out, and then the rest of them can do some cleanup along the sides. But sometimes there just needs to be some more go through the core.
And sometimes you have it where you're just watching a raid and stuff just vanishes off the map. So
Right.
like you're looking, you're going, holy hell, the Inferno and the Town Hall's just vanished.
Yep.
Yeah.
And there's a
It's
couple of
amazing.
Valks running around in there going nuts.
Yeah, it's pretty cool the way that the Valks can just obliterate a core. I mean, you've got all those buildings, and if they've got their heroes in there, it literally just evaporates.
They're incredibly angry little things. I wonder if they're red hair or something, They just seem to be flipping angry.
Yeah, I think it's the ginger aspect.
Yes,
I know that
probably.
feeling. I know that feeling. Chat, you want to just pick another one there and we'll have a look?
Oh, let's see.
We'll do two more.
Oh, I'm thinking out loud. I think S-Hulk had a really good Town Hall 10 triple on 11. She's actually a 9.5, and it may have been a 9.5 that she hit. I'm not sure.
That's a 9.5.
Yeah. So I'm going to just start this one up.
It's such a problem during war. I'm spending so much time behind the scenes running things that I don't get to see all of the attacks. It takes me a while to catch up.
Yeah, I bet. It's a lot of work, and especially I was surprised whenever I seen you were doing a 50 versus 50. I mean, that is a lot of planning.
Oh, it's huge.
But you did well to get matched with them.
Yeah, that's the easy part, really.
And I wonder, is there many people doing 50-50 wars at that, at the same sort of town hall weights you're talking about there?
Oh, that's just it. There's so many people doing 50 verse wars, but to have an exact town hall breakdown, I mean, this time we actually ended up having the numbers, the total weight on each side was exact.
Yeah.
I have to do so much adjusting. You get people that drop out, and you've got to replace them with a certain weight, and sometimes you'll end up having to tweak the other side to match that weight, and it is an incredible amount of work, really.
Yeah.
Because you've got, if you get one number up high off and you have to adjust it down low, it can make a huge difference.
So I'm just having a look at this hit on Trey Smith. It's a good hit actually, and I've just seen there was 3 Teslas around the town hall, which is I'm guessing this is more a town hall 9 layout.
Yeah, I think he's basically still a true 9.5. He doesn't have the extra the third Expo. He's going to have all of the Town Hall 10 traps
and troops.
He doesn't
probably
have, and the troops, but he doesn't have the Expo and the Inferno towers.
Yeah, that was a nice hit. And she's got a poison spell left. Is she going to drop it? Don't ruin it if you know. I think she might throw it on the clan castle. Oh no, she's going to keep it. Boom.
Yeah, that's what I was saying earlier. If you can keep that other poison spell to take out the skeletons, that's awesome.
And most people seem to go for ground skeletons as well. So you're pretty much... Is that what you're finding at Town Hall 9? That most people are sticking with the ground skellies to prevent Goho?
Yeah, I switch back and forth depending on, what I think our opponent is going to be using. If I think our opponent's going to be using a lot of ground, I'll put them on ground. And, if they look like they're going to use a lot of air, I switch them to air. And, sometimes I do one of each. It's not quite as effective, but it does sometimes tend to help.
Yeah. And one thing that I tend to do in the circus, whenever I'm doing a war now, 9 times out of 10, the bases that we've come up against are internet bases like the Cool Guys, which was great because what I tend to do is then just go into multiplayer and keep searching for about 20 to 30 searches until I find that base, and then try and 3-star it.
Oh yeah, that really helps. I love YouTube because you can look up the bases on YouTube and see how someone else attacked them and, see where all the traps and stuff are.
And actually, for Town Hall 11, there's not very many original Anti 2 bases. So unless somebody's been really creative with an Anti 3, turned it into almost a hybrid, you can pretty much find a hit on that base somewhere on the internet and go for it. Okay, we'll do one more, guys, and then we can... I'll let you know. I don't want to keep you on here too long. I know you've probably got busy lives and you don't want to be sitting here talking to me for ages.
And the same probably goes for you. Actually, the hit I did on 29 was kind of about the, talking about the internet bases. I looked at 29 and I thought, that really looks like the PCB base from the internet. And so I just used the strategy that we always use on it, and it took it down really fast.
Was this a cold hit then, a fresh hit on this one?
It was a fresh hit.
Don't say that fast. Fresh hit. Right, okay. I'm going to replay it now. Yeah, and you're going hogs on this. So what were you thinking then?
Yeah.
Tell us what you were thinking.
Well, it's just your basics. You put your kill squad down to take out some defenses, the giant bombs. If you can figure out where you think that the double giant bombs are going to be, and you get the queen down and the clan castle, and then you come in with your hogs to, finish it off. I like on this one, if you use a giant to tank for the hogs, that works really well.
Oh, that's a good idea.
And, you get your giant down, your hogs down, drop a heal, hogs, heal, giant, hogs, heal, and it's game over.
Yeah. So that little giant took all the hits from the archer tower and still had plenty of hits left, so you could keep going for a while.
Yeah, giants. I used to never use giants with hogs, but I've learned that it's really effective to tank for them.
It's really cool. And actually, the giants look very like Valks. Do you think they're related?
They're dated.
Oh yeah, they've definitely got the same style going on with the fur coats.
And the same color hair. Although he's bald, but I'm just going to zoom in on this little guy walking up a left.
Yeah, he's a former ginger.
He's got a really long beard. So while everybody's watching the raid, I've just seen some hogs fly past my screen. I'm just watching the giant.
Yeah, I actually lost a lot
mine.
of hogs to spring traps, but there was still enough to clean up.
They went flying. How many was that? That was 4 went across my screen.
I'm not sure. I lost a lot at the beginning too.
Yeah, but you still finished incredibly strong.
Yeah, I mean, you've got 27 hogs, and if you get your heals in the right place, then, and keep them healed, you're going to end up with lots left.
It's a lot. It's good. Brilliant. So, that was Snow Jedi, who is dead. So you guys then had this war, and you lost by 1. I'm just going to have a look at the stats here. So I'm just going to have a look and see what your...
Yeah, we actually had a little bit more percentage, but we just didn't get that 1 extra point.
Yeah, so you had 94.82. Yeah. Wow.
It's a curse.
It is
pretty.
A curse.
So these guys are you thinking about rematching these guys, or are you going to throw it out there for other people to war you?
Oh, yeah, we like to move on and get some fresh people going.
So how do people...
Gotta let everybody have their turn.
Say somebody was listening to this and they decided that they wanted to war against Clash Babes, what would they need to do?
They can contact me on Twitter and throw down a challenge. Yeah, we definitely want a challenge. We don't want someone who's just going to give up and let us win. I mean, we get enough of that. We get enough of that during farm wars.
Yeah. Okay, so thanks very much for joining me. Thank you very much for taking the time to chat through the raids with me, and I really appreciate that you let me watch some of the attacks and be in your clan and be slightly feminized. I enjoyed the experience. I don't think I've gone too feminine, have I?
I don't know. You may have to do something about that estrogen poisoning.
That is something I'm going to look into. Thanks for joining me. Take care. Until the next time, I am